Hello children. In previous classes I have explained so many things about French society, and I have also discussed about the great political thinkers like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and John Locke. These were the two political thinkers. Rousseau carried the idea forward, proposing a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representatives. Rousseau, who was a political thinker, he carried the idea proposing a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representative. So actually, Rousseau was supporting the idea of republic, or he was supporting a republic country, in which country there should be a social contract between people and their representative. In the spirit of the laws, Montesquieu proposed a division of power within the government between the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. In India, you know very well that our government is divided into three parts: executive, first executive, second legislature, and third judiciary. But you should know that this division of the government was published first of all by Rousseau. Rousseau was the father of this idea to divide the government in three parts: executive, legislature, and judiciary. The model of government was put into force in the USA after the 13 colonies declared their independence from Britain. When America became an independent country and all the 13 colonies became free from British, then the idea of Rousseau was implemented, and American countries divided their government into three different parts: executive, legislature, and judiciary. This model of government was put into force in the USA after the 13 colonies declared their independence from Britain. The American Constitution and its guarantee of individual rights was an important example for political thinkers in France. You should know that the idea of individual rights and the guarantee of individual rights were published by the Constitution in France, but that was the production of the mind of the political thinkers of France. The ideas of these philosophers were discussed intensively in salons and coffee houses and spread among people through books and newspapers. These were frequently read aloud in groups for the benefit of those who could not read and write. The idea of the individual rights, the idea for the guarantee of individual rights, and the idea for the republic country and the idea for dividing the government into three categories, executive, legislature and judiciary, है ना, they were the matters of discussion in France among the people, even in the coffee houses, in the saloons and tea stalls, and they were getting knowledge about these ideas from the newspapers. With the help of newspapers, they were getting knowledge, and these ideas were creating by the political thinkers of France, and people were getting or receiving their ideas through newspapers, and they were doing discussion in coffee houses, in tea stall and in other public places. The news that Louis XVI planned to impose further taxes to be able to meet the expenses of the state generated anger and protest against the system of privileges. When Louis XVI increased the tax over third estate, you know very well, only third estate, the people who belong to third estate in France, they were responsible to pay taxes. First and second estate, means clergy and nobility, were not responsible to pay the taxes. Only the people who belong to third estate, they were responsible to pay the taxes. So, Louis XVI, who was the king of France, increased taxes over the people of third estates. That was the matter of discussion in France. The outbreak of the revolution. This is the topic. The outbreak of the revolution. You can see. Louis XVI had to increase taxes for reasons you have learnt in the previous sections. How do you think he could have gone about doing this? In France of the old regime, the monarch did not have the power to impose taxes according to his will alone. Rather, he had to call a meeting of the States General, which would then pass his proposal for new taxes. The States General was a political body to which the three states sent their representatives. However, the monarch alone could decide when to call a meeting of this body. The last time it was done was in 1614. Since Louis XVI, the king of France, wanted to increase the tax over the people of third estates, so he called a meeting of the States General. In a States General, the people, the representative of the first estate, the representative of the second estate, and the representatives of the third estate, they all the representatives of the three estates were included in the States General. So, for increasing the tax, Louis XVI called the meeting. Because Louis XVI, or the king of France, had no power to increase the tax over third estate alone. It could be possible only with the help of the meeting of the third estates. That's why he called the meeting. On 5 May 1789, Louis XVI called together an assembly of the States General to pass proposals for new taxes. A resplendent hall in Versailles was prepared to host the delegates. Where that meeting was held? That meeting was held in the resplendent hall in Versailles. And The representative or the delegates were invited or hosted in that hall. The first and second state sent 300 representatives each. From first state, 300 representatives came to participate in that meeting, and 300 representatives from second state, they also came to participate in that meeting. While the 600 members of the third state had to stand at the back, who were seated in row facing each other on two sides, while the 600 members of the third state had to stand at the back. The third state was represented by its more prosperous and educated members. Peasant, artisans and women were denied entry to assembly. However, their grievances and demands were listed in some 40,000 letters which the representatives were brought with them. Listen carefully. 300 representatives belong to first state. They came to participate in that meeting, and 300 representatives who belong to second state, they also came to participate in that meeting, and the representatives of first state and second state, they were provided seats to sit in that hall where the meeting was organized. But when the 600 members of third state came, they were not provided seats. They were not provided seats to sit, and they had to stand backside of the hall. So actually, Louis XVI provided respect and dignity to the representative of first and second state, but he didn't provide dignity or respect to the representatives of third state. While the tax would be paid by the people of third state, even then they were not provided dignity and honor and respect by the French king Louis XVI. That was the discrimination among them. Voting in the States General in the past had been conducted according to the principle that each state had one vote. This time too, Louis XVI was determined to continue the same practice, but members of the third state demanded that voting now be conducted by the assembly as a whole, where each member would have one vote. This was one of the democratic principles put forward by philosophers like Rousseau in this book, The Social Contract. When the king rejected the proposal, members of the third state walked out of the assembly in protest. Actually, the representative of the third state demanded the value of one person, one vote. But Louis XVI was not agree for that. That's why the representative of third state walked out. They left to participate in the meeting. The representatives of the third state viewed themselves as a spokesman for the whole French nation. On 20 June, they assembled in the hall of indoor tennis court in the grounds of Versailles. They declared themselves a national assembly and swore not to disperse till they had drafted a constitution for France that would limit the power of the monarch. Then, on 20 June, the representative of the people of third states, the representatives of third states, gathered in the tennis court ground of Versailles, and they declared themselves a national assembly, and they wanted to limit the power of the French king Louis XVI. They wanted to draft a constitution for the France. They wanted to draft a constitution for France. They were led by Mirabeau and Abbe Sieyès. Mirabeau and Abbe Sieyès, these were the two leaders of third estates. Mirabeau was born in a noble family but was convinced of the need to do away with a society of feudal privileges. Although Mirabeau was born in noble family, even then he supported the people of third estate. He supported to the people of third estate. While Mirabeau was born in noble class, in second estate, Mirabeau belonged to second estate, nobility class. Even then, he supported the people of third estate. He supported to the people of third estate, and he wanted to remove the feudal system from the society. In feudal system, where the nobles were the owner of land on large scale, and they provided their land to the poor peasants or landless peasant, and for this they collected taxes from the poor farmers and from the landless farmers. So Mirabeau wanted to finish this feudal system. He brought out a journal and delivered powerful speeches to the crowd assembled in the Versailles. Mirabeau delivered the speech in the tennis court ground in Versailles. Abbe Sieyès, originally a priest, wrote an influential pamphlet called What is the Third Estate? As far as the matter of Abbe Sieyès belonged to first estate. Means he belonged to clergy class. He belonged to first estate. Even then, he was doing leadership of the people of third estate. While the National Assembly was busy at Versailles drafting a constitution, the rest of the France seethed with turmoil. A severe winter had meant a bad harvest. The price of bread rose often. Bakers exploited the situation and hoarded supplies. After spending hours in long queries at the bakery, crowd of angry women stormed into the shops. At the same time, the king ordered troops to move into Paris on 14 July. The agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Versailles. Actually, the prices of the basic things became very high at that time in France. So people started to protest against this increasing price, because which was rocketed to sky. And the condition of harvest was very bad. Due to famine and drought, the agriculture production was badly affected. The price of bread rose, and for one packet of bread, people had to stand in a queue so many hours. That's why the condition of France was not good. That's why people were angry and they started to do agitation. In the countryside, rumors spread from village to village that the lords of manor had hired bands of brigands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crops. Caught in a frenzy of fear, peasants in several districts seized hoes and pitchforks and attacked chattiaks. They looted hoarded grain and burned down documents containing records of manorial dues. A large number of nobles fled from their homes, many of them migrating to neighboring countries. When this rumor was spreaded in France that the crops or harvest were being destroyed by the supporters of the Louis XVI, the French peasants and farmers looted, hoarded grain and burned down documents containing record of manorial dues. A large number of nobles fled from their homes from the fear of peasants and farmers. Many of them migrating to neighboring countries. Faced with the power of his revolting subject, Louis XVI finally accorded recognition to the National Assembly and accepted the principle that his powers would from now on be checked by a constitution. On the night of 4 August 1789, the Assembly passed a decree abolishing the feudal system of obligation and taxes. Members of the clergy too were forced to give up their privileges. Tithes were abolished and lands owned by the church were confiscated, and as a result, the government acquired assets worth at least 2 billion livres. At last, due to agitation, due to revolution of the France, due to movement of the people of the France, due to agitation of the people of the France, Louis XVI was defeated and he accepted the proposal for the National Assembly and for making the new constitution. He accepted that if the constitution would limit his power, then he would accept it. And he also accepted to abolish the feudal system. And he had taken back his proposal